AM Impact on Your Health is sponsored by Dennis J. Courtney, MD, Director of the Courtney Medical Group, located at 3075 Washington Road in McMurray, Pennsylvania. For more information or to make an appointment, call 724-942-3002. That's 724-942-3002 for Dennis J. Courtney, MD.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to AM Impact on Your Health. AM Impact on Your Health, where every day our goal is to have you learn at least one thing to help you live better and longer. AM Impact on Your Health is heard each and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8 to 9 o'clock. I'm Dr. Dennis Courtney, and I'm with you each and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8 to 9. AM Impact on Your Health, where each day you'll find current medical news, knowledgeable guests, fascinating health topics, and of course, where we do encourage you to call in to join in. Today, well, yes, it is a Friday show. It is a get 'em up, out of town version of the show. We allow you to come on in here at any moment. It's set the agenda as you see it. The number to do so, as you should know by now, is just dial us up at 412-825-6262. That's 412-825-6262. I'll listen for a knock on the door, and I'll let you in the store. We'll find out what's on your mind. Question or comment, either form of communication is okay with me. We'll have a Boresha report right out of the chute this morning. We'll also have a Lyme's disease report. Big doings in our newspapers recently. Lyme's disease has exploded, and what to do about it. Probably a couple of hints about that. A Beamer update. We've been driving the Beamer around this office for about 3 or 4 weeks right now. It is driving just fine. You'll see what I mean when we give you a Beamer update report. Eye care, always in the news around here. We're making history with cataracts, and more about our up-and-coming cataract clinic. So I've got enough on my plate. What's on yours? Remember, to share it with us, give us a call at 412-825-6262. Now, let's take a look at the schedule as it appears at this present time. On Monday, a recent entry called me just yesterday, and I haven't heard from him in a while. You haven't heard from him in a while. Nobody even had a visual sighting of our good friend, Dr. Oliver Caminos. Now, Oliver gave me a call. He's in New York City today, but he's going to be checking in with us on Monday morning and updating us on the cardiovascular side of the equation, ECP, and all the like. I enjoy talking to Oliver, and as I say, he's almost a ghost anymore. We don't see him too much. He'll be our guest on Monday morning when we go to All Things Cardiology on Monday. On Wednesday, as I have been announcing for about a month now, finally we'll be able to meet with Dr. David Minkoff. Speaking of Lyme's disease, he's the world-renowned expert on Lyme's disease. He almost treats it exclusively in his Clearwater clinic, and he has a 3-month program, very aggressive program. We'll let him describe his program to you. He's a very unique doctor. I refer to him as the gunslinger. When you hear him speak and you hear the task that he takes on, you understand why the moniker has really stuck. I think his office, everybody in his office refers to him as a gunslinger. Also, too, as we move on out there, Sturbane Trails. I'll be at a community event. I'll be talking about eye. So essentially, it's a free eye seminar. If you live in the South Hills area or in the Washington County area in particular, you may want to be involved at the Sturbane Trails Village. That's going to be on 2:30 on the 30th. So if you have eye issues, or if you know somebody that does, and you're trying to say, how can I get this person who doesn't really think alternatively to maybe hear some more about this, whether that's a relative or just a friend, give us a call here at the office. And better that, call Pittsburgh Eye Protocols direct line number, which is 724-993-0500. Talk to Sister Sarah. She'll guide you in there to be able to spend just an hour or two going over all the pertinent issues. By that time, there's going to even be more information to add because of an additional eye protocol we got up and coming, which I'll be talking about in just a moment. So, Strabane Trails Village, 2:30 on June 30th for a free eye seminar. If you'd like to be attending, dial us up. Remember that number, 724-993-0500. Now, speaking of eyes, we have our June eye protocol just a little over a week away, 10 days away. And this is probably the last moment. If you feel you want to be a part of the eye protocol, two sets of issues that we deal with now, we could only talk about one before. The one we always talked about was the tremendous job that Dr. Ed Conrad, has done in treating the retinal diseases. Over 14 or 15 years now, he's been, well, our numbers are 92% successful when you come to one of our 3-day programs. That's how high of a percentage of you will have a substantial improvement in 3 days. This all is due to the work done by Ed. And then in July 2013, we're just coming up on the anniversary, really, 1 month away. We took it over, and we are the northern affiliate here in western Pennsylvania to his Healing the Eye and Wellness Center, now located in Fort Myers. That's right, Fort Myers, Florida. So we hold these monthly, and if you'd like to be a part of it, for retinal issues, just to give you an idea, I think MACD, macular degeneration, is probably the number one retinal disease that the U.S. public is confronting. Glaucoma, just a terrible disorder. It can lead to, and usually does, to total blindness if that thing isn't gotten under control. And, of course, with these retinal diseases, there is no conventional therapy to return vision that you've already lost. That's the beauty of the Ed Conrad programs, in that they can return your vision to a previous level of functioning that, well, the conventional doctors don't even know is possible. You certainly need to have a ray of sunshine coming through that window of yours, because this is usually nothing but a depressing discussion when your very intelligent eye doctor tells you that he can do nothing. He will continue to monitor your slide down that hill. Very bad. So that's the retinal side of the equation. Now we have added, because we just demonstrated, and we demonstrated a month ago that we can reverse cataracts by using a unique protocol literally put together by me and a couple of other well-intended and pretty brilliant minds out there. And I think our success is going to be building upon, right now we're batting 100%. Nothing ever stays at 100%. Let's see how we do, but I'll keep on informing you on how well the cataract patients do, because now that one really does touch everybody. So many people develop cataracts, and they have a surgery awaiting them that many look forward to having, but there's a group of you that say, not me, and there are plenty of reasons why maybe you should be taking that approach. So the eye protocol for the month of June will be 22nd, 23rd, 24th, and 25th. It's a 3-day event for the retinal diseases, and we extend it to 4 for the cataracts, but we do run them together. If you want to learn more about it, you can do a couple of things. One, you can go to PittsburghEyeProtocol.com. That's our website. You can call Pittsburgh Eye Protocol at 724-993-0500. Talk to Sister Sarah. She'll be able to answer any questions you may have about the up-and-coming programs, about the seminars we have in the area, and get you in line to be a part of them. I should also mention that if June, and this is probably wise, probably a little too close for a lot of you, but based on your summer schedule, maybe you have to participate in the June program, but the July program is already scheduled. It will be July 20, 21, 22, and 23. So either on the short haul or the longer haul, those are the two programs. The August dates have not been announced yet, but you absolutely want to get in on this before August, because the fees will be going up considerably by then. The promise I made to those who attended the original cataract seminar is that we were going to get through the group, and then we're going to move into a new arena. We're going to say August is that new arena, that new time frame. So you want to take me up on my offer to get in here. Well, this is still very reasonably priced. We'll let that go. What else? Oh, the vitamin C kits. I keep mentioning them. We've got a couple left. We put these together every so often because it takes a bit to put them together. You know, we got to purchase. First, we had to find a non-corn-derived type of vitamin C, and that wasn't easy. But Sister Sarah found a citrus-derived form of vitamin C. And then also, too, because we have to make it liposomal, meaning fat-soluble, we had to get a product which was a lecithin that was non-soy-derived. This happens to be sunflower-derived. The two work really well, and when mixed, form a liposomal form of vitamin C that's 100% assimilable, meaning you get to absorb every bit that you take in, and that certainly isn't the case with off-the-rack vitamin C, because that is water-soluble and a very small percentage. You'd be very, very upset to find about a 3% factor is what gets absorbed. It's almost not even worth it. You've got to take it in another form. The liposomal forms available commercially are wonderful, but they can get a little pricey over time. That's why we brought you the kit. To top it all off, after you've mixed it, you want it to congeal properly. I think that's the right word. You want it to congeal, and you need an ultrasonic jewelry cleaner. That's true, jewelry cleaner to make it all happen. And we actually even went out and got those kits too. So they're ready to go, and for pennies a dose, you have enough vitamin C to last you a couple of years, and do so with a top-notch, completely vitamin C active form that is going to be, I say, a vitamin C active form as opposed to the GMO-derived forms that we get from corn, because 99.9% of all of the vitamin C out there comes from, believe it or not, corn, and that ain't good. Okay, I think we got enough off of my chest here, and just to take a peek in July, Susan Smith-Jones is already on the docket for, of all places, first Wednesday of the month, July 1st. It's only appropriate, folks. Okay, let's do this. We're going to take a short break. We're going to get a Boresha report for our go-to person who's been doing this for a while, a month or two. His name is Mr. Keith Golby. We'll find out what's happening in the world of Boresha when we return. We open it up to you. Don't forget, this is a Get 'em Up Out of Town version, 412-825-6262. I will listen for that knock on the door. Be right back.
This is Dennis J. Courtney, MD. Have you become confused about how best to manage your health? It's no wonder. It seems that every time you turn on the television or radio, another expert has yet another suggestion for you to follow that seems to be reasonable enough, but no matter how dutifully you follow the instruction, it just doesn't quite produce the results that you are looking for. If this confusion sounds familiar to you, give us a call at the Center for Complementary Health, where we'll make some sense of the confusion based on a blending of traditional and alternative medicine that we've been perfecting over the last 7 years. We offer metabolic nutrition testing, immune system repair, natural hormone replacement therapy, chelation therapy, cutting-edge allergy correction, and a host of other safe and effective alternative therapies.
Dennis J. Courtney, M.D. is located at 3075 Washington Road in McMurray. Phone 724-942-3002.
Want to hear today's AM Impact on your health one more time? Or maybe you're looking for one of the many previously aired programs with Dr. Courtney. Here's what you need to do. Go to Dr. Courtney's website, DennisJCourtney.com. Then click on to the Radio Archives link on the right-hand side of the page. That's at DennisJCourtney.com. Another service of Dr. Courtney and of AM Impact on your health.
620 HP.
ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back once again to AIM Impact on Your Health. Here on a Friday morning, get 'em up out of town version of the show. On Fridays, we do a lot of sort of sweep up stuff, and one of the things that's become a part of our Friday show is to bring to you information about a unique product line. The company of Boresha makes a go-to set of drinks that, I certainly can recommend. I utilize them myself. And we first brought this entire product line to you about a year and a half ago. You latched onto it. Many of you do use the Boresha line, but we keep on bringing to you, when we can, what we call Boresha Report. Our go-to person in this respect is Mr. Keith Golby, who's with us today. Good morning, Keith. Hello and welcome aboard. It's a Friday, get 'em up out of town version, another Boresha Report.
Good morning, Dr. Courtney. It's great to be with you this morning, up and early on a beautiful summer day.
It is a gorgeous day at that, and all things Boresha keep things nice and upbeat, and certainly on the positive side of the equation when it comes to taking care of one's own health in a healthy way. When it comes to what you might eat, and certainly what might be disturbing to you from the carbohydrate standpoint, because there are plenty of people out there with carbohydrate issues. You need to go to drink Boresha, and the entire company line has been one that's filled that void in my family and a lot of the patients that we see here at the office. Describe what this company is, this Boresha company, and this product line and why it's so unique.
Sure. Boresha, and the word Boresha, that term is actually a term, a Swahili term that means to make excellent. And if you know your coffee history, that's where coffee originated in Africa. And this company formed, the idea formed over a couple of guys drinking coffee, a guy named George Najjar, looking for a business that he could put together. He was very successful in the automobile dealership industry, one of the largest dealerships in California. And he wanted to put something together that he could do that would help not only himself and his family, but lots of people. He wanted to be able to reach out, give back, and develop a program that would benefit a lot of people, as many people as he could reach. And then drinking a cup of coffee, the idea was born to develop a better cup of coffee. I think that when we go on diets or whatever you want to call them, we go on these programs, we still like to have our beverages. We'd like to have that drink once in a while, a refreshing drink when we're hot or thirsty, maybe that cup of coffee in the morning. And so this company was born to fill that void and deliver, rather than drinking that $10 cup of coffee that's loaded with all kinds of things that are bad for you at your local coffee shop, a cup of coffee that's not only good for you, very good tasting, and easy to drink, but also filled with healthy benefits that are going to help you in your nutritional goals. So Boresha was born to make a more excellent product. So the product line was developed to bring a coffee to the market, a tea. There's a peach mango flavored tea and a lemonade flavored drink that are all important to utilize in trying to achieve optimum weight management, and then also because sugar is such an important part of our diet here, that there is a what I like to call a replacement or alternative for sugar. It's an all-natural sugar product. It's an all-natural replacement, called Sweet, which is derived largely from the monk fruit, and it is a low-glycemic, safe sugar alternative. It is not a substitute. It is not a artificial product. It is an all-natural product that's derived from fruit, and it is low glycemic. And the glycemic load on the Sweet, which is a product that is a proprietary blend that's been developed specifically for Boresha. And to give you an idea, the glycemic load, as well as the glycemic index, is a very low glycemic product. It is in a low range, but also the glycemic load is 0.6, which compare that to sugar as a 2, or something like an apple that carries a glycemic load of 6.5. So these products were put together to help you along your way. You drink your coffee half an hour before a meal, and the ingredients in the coffee. We talked about the proprietary blend, that patent-pending chromium blend of the product will help with your reducing fat. It can support your nutritional goals by burning fat, like we call it, in a thermogenic process. And if you're not a coffee drinker, perhaps you like tea. There's a peach mango tea that was recently reformulated, I believe back in February or March. And the tea also contains those ingredients to help with weight management and support that process, but also is loaded with B vitamins and antioxidants. And I think the product we talked about last time, it's called Fit, which is the lemonade-flavored drink that also contains L-arginine and other ingredients that help support you in your fitness goals. So the product line, what makes it unique is it is an everyday product that we all drink. Some people like all three and use the sweet. Others like maybe one or the other. Maybe you're just like tea. You're not a coffee drinker. Well, there's a peach mango tea for you. And maybe if that's not your cup of tea, as they say, then there's the lemonade-flavored drink. They're all designed to be what I like to call a supplement delivery system and a refreshing, flavorful taste. If you've never tried the coffee, I really urge you to. It is one of the only coffees out there that I know of that you can drink. If you've never drank a cup of coffee without cream or sugar or any of the other additives, you have to give this a try. The way it's formulated, one of the things that's very unique about coffee is that they are one of the only coffees, Boresha is one of the only coffees that you can find that is roasted with an infrared roasting process. A traditional coffee, when the bean is picked and dried, it is roasted and cooked in a fire. That fire can lead to that strong, harsh, bitter, sometimes burnt taste. This is why coffee tastes that way. And often why we load our coffee up with cream and sugar and other additives is that we don't like the way coffee tastes, but we want to drink it. We like it for the caffeine or that warm drink in the morning, so we load it up with all kinds of things that aren't good for us, and so that we can drink it. And the infrared roasting eliminates that. No fire touches the bean. And as such, you get a much smoother tasting coffee. And you're able to drink the coffee without throwing in the extra additives. They do include some of the Sudolin, that's the proprietary blend with the sweet product, and the coffee right out of the coffee maker or brewer, however you choose to make it. You can get a pack of grinds that you can use in a traditional coffee maker or a single-serve coffee maker. We also have the pods that are kind of like a tea bag type of a thing, of boiling water. Throw the bag in the water, let it steep a couple of minutes to the strength you like, and you have a good, refreshing cup of coffee. And I think I mentioned my father at 88 years old. I gave him a cup of coffee, and I told him to try it. He likes to put his favorite flavoring in his coffee. I asked him to try and taste it without any additives just to see what it tasted like. And before he knew it, he drank the whole cup of coffee without any additives and told me he had tried many times to drink coffee without the cream or sugar, and this was the first time in his life he was actually able to drink a whole cup of coffee without putting any additives. It's that good.
Certainly a unique line. I just love to have the opportunity to allow the listeners to just try it on me. We keep a pretty nice supply of these things in the office, and I've had a program I refer to as come on in and pick up a pod. Okay, we have a hot water dispenser, and we can literally have a cup of this Boresha coffee in your hand in moments to give you a try at this, to see how unique and different tasting it is. And certainly you're right about not really requiring any of those additives. I didn't even think before that the way that beans were roasted ends up making a little bit of a bitter component, and why we then have to take the coffee and, well, Starbucks will add another $9, and you'll be thinking that's the greatest thing since sliced bread. But my goodness, what a caloric mess that can be.
Yeah, absolutely, and we don't hesitate to put those kind of things into our body, and we should be thinking twice about those kind of things and putting good things into our body. And you know, people like their coffee, so this is an excellent alternative for that cup of coffee in the morning. It's an excellent choice rather than that mess that you get or all the additives that are available that we pour into our coffee. Rather than pouring, garbage into your system, that gives you something that's good, refreshing, tastes good, and also can help you in your weight management goal. That can support that effort through the chromium, which is the patent-pending proprietary product that's been uniquely developed by Boresha to help support you in that effort.
Now, how can, because you won't find this is not in, nor will it ever be in stores. You're not going to be able to try this by going to your local supermarket. You're going to have to get a little bit of effort to at least coming to my office could be all that it takes, and we'll be happy to give you samples of all of them. But if that's geographically unpleasant to you, Keith, tell these listeners how they can get the stuff in their hands.
Yeah, absolutely. This is I like to say this is a very exclusive product. You have to know somebody in order to get it. You can't just find it in the stores, and it's something you do need to experience. You can get the product off the internet directly from Dr. Courtney. The website is BoreshaInternational.com. The Boresha is spelled BORESHA, so BoreshaInternational.com, and put a / and Dr. Courtney, BRCOURTNEY, so BoreshaInternational.com / Dr. Courtney, and you can place an order. Now, you can order in lots of 15 or 30, but there's also a sample pack that's very reasonable. If you're not in a place where you can pick up a cup, you can get and request a pack where they'll send you one of each product right to your door, and you can try each one. So it's very easy to get some. It is a bit exclusive. You do need to know somebody, fortunately, for your listeners that know where you are and can get to where you are.
Yeah, just come on here. I say pick up a pod. We do have the tea and the lemonade. We certainly have a ample supply of that unique sugar substitute, which au naturel. There are no pink, blues, or yellows involved with this stuff. It's coming from. And by the way, I never heard it. What is mung fruit? It's MUNG, isn't it?
MONK.
Oh, monk.
The way I've heard monk fruit described as one of the super fruits that is largely in the Southeast Asia area, and I don't think I've ever actually seen a monk fruit in the raw. I'm going to have to make that a priority of mine. So it's an exclusive, and the extraction process and the conversion to what we call pseudolin, and the product called Sweet is a process that's been developed by Boresha, by the scientists, for this specific purpose. And if you've never seen the Sweet, and if you're someone who has used sugar alternatives like the pink and yellow packets, you'll be amazed at this product, because it's not only, it looks like sugar and tastes like sugar, and it's safe. Like I said, it's low glycemic, and it's got a low glycemic load, so it's safe for people that are worried about sugar. Of course, it's best to avoid those things, but sometimes we like to sweeten something up. We've used it. My wife and I have used it to bake with just to see how it worked, and we used actually less than the recommended amount of sugar in the recipe we followed when we baked something recently, and it turned out just fine. So it has a lot of uses for those of us that need to sweeten things up a little bit. And it's an amazing product. And I don't know how they made a low glycemic sweetener that's natural and safe, but they found a way to do it.
That's great. I know we're putting together, and we haven't inked it yet, but we got a July meeting coming up that might be another way for the people who are listening to us right now to get an opportunity to taste it. When we have these meetings, we call them Boresha tastings. And so we're trying to put one together here for mid-July, and more on that matter. I'm going to guess by next week we'll be able to be much more specific about a date and a place. Fair enough?
That sounds good. That sounds very good.
All right, we'll do that. Well, Keith, I want to thank you for coming aboard today and sharing the Boresha experience with my listeners once again. I look forward to be able to help you get exposed to Boresha and learn what I've learned on how wonderfully tasting these go-to drinks can become and how healthy they actually can be, too. We'll try to bring you back next week, and maybe you can solidify this Boresha tasting for mid-July and come and be able to entice enough of our listeners to come on and try the product, okay?
That sounds great.
All right, Keith, have a great weekend. Talk to you next week.
Thank you, Doctor. Good talking to you. We'll talk to you again real soon. Thank you.
There you go. Another Boresha report. And why don't you come on in then? As we say around here, pick up a pod and give it a try yourself. All right. Let's take a short break. When we come back, we truly open it up to you. You can come on in here and set the agenda as you see it. Dial us up at 412-825-6262. That's 412-825-6262. I will listen for that knock on the door, and I'll let you in the store. Be right back.
This is Dennis J. Courtney, MD. Have you become confused about how best to manage your health? It's no wonder. It seems that every time you turn on the television or radio, another expert has yet another suggestion for you to follow that seems to be reasonable enough, but no matter how dutifully you follow the instruction, it just doesn't quite produce the results that you are looking for. If this confusion sounds familiar to you, give us a call at the Center for Complementary Health, where we'll make some sense of the confusion based on a blending of traditional and alternative medicine that we've been perfecting over the last 7 years. We offer metabolic nutrition testing, immune system repair, natural hormone replacement therapy, chelation therapy, cutting-edge allergy correction, and a host of other safe and effective alternative therapies.
Dennis J. Courtney, MD, is located at 3075 Washington Road in McMurray. Phone 724-942-3002.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back once again to AM Impact on your health here on a Friday morning, get 'em up, out of town version of the show. We're allowing you to come on in here at any moment. Set the agenda as you see it just by dialing us up at 412-825-6262. You can call in to ask a question. You can make a comment. Anything on your mind is okay with me. I'll listen for that knock on the door, and then I'll let you in the store. There was a Lyme's alert literally put out on the front page. I've got a rendition of it right in front of me right now as we speak. It appears that we have gone way over the limit when it comes to Lyme's disease. We've had a burgeoning outbreak of Lyme's, and it turns out statewide, 7,400 cases of Lyme's disease statewide. But right on here in good old Allegheny County was the number. It was the winner, folks, the highest of all the counties in the state, with 822 cases reported. This is head over heels 6 times greater than the previous year. So this is absolutely on the uptick. It seemed like maybe an exotic discussion in the past, but this is hitting home, folks, and this is a disease you do not want to mess with. It is a disease carried by a tick. I guess there are many species. What is referred to as a deer tick seems to be the vector that is more than likely responsible for the majority of these cases. And with our high population of deer, I mean, they're walking right up in your backyard, folks. They're laying around, flopping around your backyard. You're feeding them. You got salt licks out for them. You see how pretty the deers are. And nonetheless, these ticks that spill off them, that lay into the ground after the deer leave, are causing their share of angst and serious disorder. Now, the point of the article, and the point I guess I want to make with you is, if you do either A, know for sure, or suspect that you have been bitten by a tick, and what if you're lucky enough to have that very telltale and pathognomonic target lesion rash, sort of looks like a bullseye rash. These are all things that should urge you to want to do something about it immediately. That rash can develop, by the way, within 30 days after having received a tick bite. But you need to take care of the immediate concerns, which is a microbial issue. Number one, you've got to wipe out the bug. Now, this is a window of time that I think the article tried to convey, and certainly wholeheartedly agree with the meaning behind why the article was written, that you must take the antimicrobial opportunity at that moment and run with it. That at a minimum, you really need to be utilizing some antimicrobial approach. Now, the common antimicrobial approach taken by the conventional medical community is the use of doxycycline. And 1 full month of it, too. And take it 3 times a day, and it's 200 milligrams each time, and you're doing that for an entire month. I want to tell you, there is always an antibiotic potential price to pay, because any time you take an antibiotic over that time frame, there could be some pretty important side effects. So if it is within your purview to want to pursue a conventional approach, by all means, please do, at least do that much. Many of you wouldn't consider doing anything else. But for those of you who listen to this show, and for those of you that are patients of mine, as you know, we do attempt, when possible, to try to avoid the use of antibiotics. Well, avoid the use of all medicines if we can, and certainly antibiotics if we can. And when it comes to utilizing an antibiotic over a 1-month period of time, this becomes maybe on everybody's bucket list. How can I get avoided? And I will tell you right now that since the advent and the use of ozone therapy, especially when that ozone therapy has been coupled with a sister therapy referred to as ultraviolet blood irradiation, these two, hand in hand and together, are a double whammy that will wipe out any organism. I don't care whether that's a virus, a bacteria, a fungi, or a parasite. In this case, of course, it's a bacteria. It is a Borrelia bacteria. All sorts of species of it are potential problems. And there, of course, Bartonella bacteria. All sorts of issues may result by being bitten by that tick. So I think you have to do one or two or both. If you have been bitten by a tick, what you can't do is just say, "Oh, it's no big deal," and I feel fine, because you might not be feeling fine. If you allow this disease to move from the microbial infection that it starts out to be to what we now know is an autoimmune disorder, which is going to be extremely difficult, if almost impossible, to correct. If you allow that phase to go by where you could have acted, you're going to feel awful bad about this. sometime in the future when all of the additional components that are referred to in the Lyme's disease syndrome, with the the myalgias and the rashes and the infections and just the ill at ease feeling that this creates over many, many years and never gets eradicated with conventional treatment. I'm pretty sure of that. If you let this thing slide by the microbial 4 to 6 week period of time, and then let it move into the autoimmune particular posture, I guess is the word I was looking for, you have made a serious mistake. So I think the alert was a wise one. The alert is trying to say, look, this is really on a 6-fold increase in a year. We're going to be seeing more of this, not less of it, and take the opportunity if you suspect that you have been bitten to either. Hey, go ahead, get the conventional treatment if that's what you do. Doxycycline over the month is a wise choice. If you want to avoid it, there are antimicrobial approaches that can be used. As I mentioned, I think that combination, that double whammy of ozone therapy aggressively, along with ultraviolet blood irradiation, should be able to do the same, especially, and for those who have said, and I have had those patients who have requested to be able to do both, and we certainly have facilitated that. So your Lyme's disease alert was well worth bringing to your attention. I really salute the Tribune Review for doing the special on it and give me the opportunity to bring up some unique additional approaches to deal with this microbial infection and not allow it to move into that autoimmune component, which is extremely difficult to correct. Okay. By the way, I'd be anxious to see, talking to our good friend next week, the good doctor from Clearwater, David Minkoff, who's going to be our guest next Wednesday, on how he feels about this as early treatment versus late treatment, what he does, and how he may, how aggressive he does get when this is really not a known disease. At that point, you really have no symptoms. How aggressive should you be? I'll be anxious to hear from the gunslinger how, in fact, he plays that one on a daily basis down there in Clearwater. Okay. This is an open phone. We allow you to come on in today and set the agenda as you see it. You dial us up by hitting the numbers 412-825-6262. That's 412-825-6262. We do have a knock on the door. Come on in the store. Hello, welcome aboard. What's on your mind?
Hey, good morning, Dr. Courtney.
Hey, how are you?
I got a question for you. You remember several years, many years probably, you had a lady on your show, and I think she was elderly, but she was quite astute, speaking about cell rejuvenation.
What was her approach of rejuvenating those cells? Because right off the bat, I'm a little some cobwebs up there, my friend. No, I don't remember.
It was using like fetal animal glandulars.
Oh.
And you would inject the, like if you had a problem with your liver, you would inject.
Oh, wait a minute. We're talking about live cell therapy.
Live cell therapy, right.
Okay. I need a couple of clues, David. Thanks for the clues. Okay. Yes, I remember her very well, and certainly we did, and still we haven't used live cell much recently, but it's certainly out there and still available to us. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just interested because I know Suzanne Summers has written about it in her book, interviewed Dr. Jonathan Wright about it, and I've listened to him about the doctor in the 20s developed this. And it's used in Europe extensively, and I'm like, why don't we use it here in America?
Oh, yeah, and by the way, she is one of the sole suppliers of that. There are a couple others offshore labs that supply it. And by the way, her lab is in France.
Right.
Some pretty meticulous laboratory individuals that separate out these cells, embryonic cells, from various, the mesenchymal, ectodermal, endodermal, these three layers, and based on whatever layer of the embryo you're working from, you can treat a wide range of things, either preventatively or after the fact. So Yeah, she's based out of Miami, and it has been a while since I've had her on the show, and I'm going to put a little note down here and see if I can't locate her and dial her up and bring her back aboard. You always have great suggestions. This is a good one.
Well, I was trying to look for it on your archives, but they're so hard to navigate with YouTube. You know,
that's difficult?
Yeah, they're hard to find. You got to scroll through all those pictures of you, and I love you, Doc, but, you know.
I know. After a while, it just gets... We're going to try to clean that up a bit, by the way, but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, it kills the data stream if we try to listen to it on the devices, the Androids, stuff. It eats up your YouTube eats up your time that you have. But I just also I'd like to say I don't know if they have one for the eye, but I was thinking, boy, if you could use that cell rejuvenation therapy, and they had any I don't know all the organs. I don't know if they do eye, but wouldn't that be something to add to your eye protocol?
You know, I want to run it by Ed Condrat. I got a feeling that Ed has considered all possibilities of what could enhance his program. And did he ever? I'm going to ask him directly. Did you ever consider this? Were maybe not even aware of it? Who knows? He might not have ever even heard of it. And it's certainly for the time it will take for me to mention it to Ed. If he happens to say, "Well, what do you mean?" That could very well blossom into another add-on. Yes.
And two more. Chiropractic. I know there's some chiropractors out there that specialize in Atlas axis, and I know some chiropractors. Sometimes some of their patients, they wake up and they go, "Oh my God, everything looks brighter to me." I have actually heard that, and acupuncture. I have also had people where a certain acupressure or acupuncture point was worked on, and all of a sudden they could see much more clearly. Oh,
you're trying to enhance the visual programs that we have, and utilizing other disciplines that have really provided some benefit for patients, huh?
Absolutely. I know you're a hound dog on this, Doc. So just thought I'd throw a couple of things in for you. And people need to know what a treasure you have there in Richard Finn. I've been coming with Faith almost weekly, and boy, the guy is just a storehouse of knowledge.
Richard Finn, for those of the listeners who might not quickly identify with him, Richard Finn is now in our office. He has been here since Shannon blew through town, and we're lucky to have this resource. He is an expert in muscular dysfunction, but in particular the use of FSM, frequency-specific microcurrent, which he and I sit down and develop programs for each and every patient who comes here based on their own personal history. That changes the program, and to be able to, with precision, to have a program that we can tweak a bit to get us to a point to alleviate pain problems. By the way, how is she doing? I think she's really responding, is she not?
Oh yeah, and I can't, like I said, I just can't say enough about Richard. Even beyond the frequency, we have the machine, we've been using it at home, but even beyond his knowledge on FSM, if you would let Richard see your eye patients, I think you may not even need the acupuncturist or the chiropractor.
Well, there you go. There you go.
He's that good. He really is. So
I agree with you. He's absolutely a unique experience, no doubt about it.
When he offers people, they got to take advantage of it. Thanks, Doc.
Thank you very much. Great questions, great recommendations. We'll pick up a couple of those and get the issue of live cell back in play. It's been a while. I know I haven't talked about it in a while. Okay. There you have it, folks. It is a Friday morning get 'em out of town version of the show. You come on in here by dialing us up at 412-825-6262. We do have a knock on the door. Come on, the store. Hello and welcome aboard. What's on your mind?
Is that me, Dr. Courtney?
That is you. What's on your mind?
Hi. Good morning. I have a problem that I don't know even how to explain it. My head hurts every day. It's not a regular headache. It's like my head is sore. And I wake up. When I wake up, it's the worst. If you're lying down, like I oversleep. I like to I have a tendency here past few years to sleep too long. It's just like my head is tired, but the rest of me wants to go. It affects my eyes. My eyelids are sore and heavy. It feels like I have globs of Vaseline or something on my eyes. And it's just, my head is sore all the time. And it's when I get up in the morning is usually the worst. Sometimes when the top of my head hurts, that's I can't do anything. I just have to sit still, like by the crown of my head. And it seems like it wasn't too bad in the beginning when I would wash my hair. My head would feel better, the massaging and the hot water, and it would feel better. But now it doesn't seem to be working quite as well. I was wondering what your opinion would be.
I'm listening to you, and this fact that just to throw this out on the air, and certainly would love to see you one-on-one, but the issue of always seem to bother you in the morning, it's accompanied with visual issues, it's accompanied with secretions. I get the impression there's a congestion. So, I mean, right off the bat, I'm really thinking about allergic responses. I don't know, but if there's anything in the bed clothing, if anything in the linen area, anything in the soaps.
I do have from years back home. I have this chemical sensitivities, and I was getting some help for that, but it was far to go for the LDA, kind of far, and I have to have a driver because I can't sit real long. I have a problem with the coccyx. So I could drive myself. I know the way, like, in my sleep. I've gone to that doctor a lot. But for the LDA, I only went a few times. It may have helped me more, but I stopped going.
Well, you know what? Sort of the history almost jumped out as having an allergic component. Now, you've supplied the confirmation that others who have been there before, our little discussion today, felt strongly enough about it. You even received a pretty unique therapy called LDA. That's only a couple places that could be administered, and that you actually improved its time. Look, this is pointing in such a direction. You really need to pursue and rejoin that kind of therapy, whether that needs to be done with the original doctor or you want to move to one of the few other ones located in western Pennsylvania. But you're holding the answer to your complaint, I believe,
really?
Right out there.
Do you have that therapy in your Monroeville office?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I am able to do LDA and LDI in the Monroeville office. So if that's
you come in there,
yeah, please set that up.
I come in there once a year to see the ear doctor, Dr. Chen.
You probably need to see me more than once a year, but let's just say this: come on in to see us. If we're that geographically desirable, being out there in the east, did that work for you? I believe you are talking about the answer to the question and the problem. It's just you didn't pursue it long enough. So come on in and see us, all right?
Okay, thanks, Doctor.
Absolutely, my pleasure. So I got that's pretty much confirmed there. All right. Hope to be seeing her soon. What else? Just want to give everybody and by the way, we do have a few minutes left, so if somebody wants to get in with a final call, 412-825-6262. Be happy to do that. The Beamer. You have heard me discuss this thing called a Beamer, and it is a electrical device, a medical device that utilizes a approach of PEMF. PEMF. I know we throw a lot of initials at you, FSM for frequency-specific microcurrent, but you're going to be hearing a lot about PEMF. This, the moniker the acronym stands for Pulsed Electromechanical Fields. And as it turns out, there's a tremendous power behind harnessing the use of these pulsed electromechanical fields to get a physiological benefit. The Beamer is one of the devices that is able to do that, and by virtue of utilizing this beamer, literally in moments, a treatment only lasts for 8 minutes. Goodness gracious, it's almost over before it begins. But if you want to picture in your mind something that you'll never forget, I just encourage you to head to YouTube, go to youtube.com, in the search engine, plug in Beamer, that's BEMER, / and here's the word that you may forget, but remember, vasomotion. That's Beamer / vasomotion. Take a look at that about 3 to 4 minute video. You'll never forget it. And after having seen it and what the Beamer can do in 8 minutes, you got to say to yourself, this could potentially help me. And I believe it can. I think you're going to be hearing reports from me. Yes, we may have brought the Beamer in to help us out with reversing cataracts, and for sure that's how I became and been made aware of the Beamer. And it absolutely hit a home run when it came to the patients we were treating cataracts with. There's no doubt about it. But what we're learning about this Beamer is it is utilizable and helpful in a whole bunch of other medical issues far removed from just eye diseases alone. And I'll be sharing with you as time moves on what some of those benefits were and are, and I believe the numbers are going to keep going up and up and up. So consider yourself an early, as you have come to expect, you get exposed to the newest things that are available out there. And the PEMF approach to treating disease is the newest I know of, and I'll be bringing you more about it in the up-and-coming days. Well, there's Bill with his chopsticks saying it's time to get on out of here. Hope you have an enjoyable weekend. Don't forget, surprise guest on Monday, Dr. Oliver Caminos will be with us. Until then, this is Dr. Dennis Courtney saying so long for AM Impact on Your Health.
AM Impact on Your Health is sponsored by Dennis J. Courtney, MD, Director of the Courtney Medical Group, located at 3075 Washington Road in McMurray, Pennsylvania. For more information or to make an appointment, call 724-942-3002. That's 724-942-3002 for Dennis J. Courtney, MD.